Hello everyone, welcome back to me rambling at my computer screen and maybe like four of you watching this. That's okay. I don't really care all that much. I'm not going to be heartbroken if you don't spend 5 or 6 minutes out of your day to listen to me. Um, yeah, so first video, officially well over a year on T. Um, it's kind of cool. Got to see someone I haven't seen since probably 6, 7 months ago. Um, and one of her first comments was, "Oh my God, your voice!" So that's really cool to hear because I don't hear it. Sam doesn't hear it. So it's really cool when people I haven't talked to in a long time do hear it and comment on it. So, yay. Um, but I guess I had some thoughts and things um, about something that happened to me last night, and I brought it up to Sam, and it's not something I've experienced ever. Um, so what had happened is I got done with work at 10:30. Well, actually, that's pretty early for us. So I had to run to festival real quick, which is right down the road from my house on the way home. It's about 11 o'clock ish, and I go in. I just needed you know, just some stuff so I could make some meals for work next week. I was in there maybe like 10 or 15 minutes, you know. Um, and For those of you who sleep at night, like nerds, if you go to a store that's 24 hours, Walmart, Festival, any of the, grocery stores specifically, it's very, very quiet after a certain hour, like probably after 6, 7 o'clock, they slow down considerably. Um, so there was me and a handful of workers doing some restocking and a couple of other guests that were in there. Um, it wasn't really paying attention to anyone because I just wanted to get my shit and come home and start drinking whiskey, which I know is a surprise to everyone involved. But I digress. So grab my stuff. I'm going through the checkout. Um, and there is a woman ahead of me, probably my age-ish, early 30s, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really take a good look at her. I just had recognized her because it was raining last night, and I saw her walking in because she had an umbrella. It's hard to miss someone who has an umbrella, especially when there's not a lot of people hanging around at this point in time. So I'd seen her kind of walk past her a few times in the store. Seen her walk in, ended up checking out around the same time, and I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have a lot of stuff. Just needed a couple things, and I go through, do my transaction, and at Festival, and I'm sure a lot of other places, it's after a certain hour. They don't have staff there to like bag for you. You have to do your own bagging, which is fine, whatever. And so the way Festival has it, it splits into two um, belts, whatever it's called. I don't know. I'll have to ask Sam what the technical term for that is. Um, and so mine was on one side and hers was on the other, but you're still in like the same lane, so you're still like standing like uncomfortably close to a stranger if you don't want to be standing next to a stranger. And it's all well and good. I'm bagging my stuff. The cashier goes to do whatever she's got to do because she's at work and people work when they're at work. I know, it's shocking. And I'm just bagging my stuff, and the girl who checked out in front of me is just bagging her stuff. But I noticed that she's bagging a little faster once the clerk walks away. And then she quickly throws everything in her cart and just darts off. And me, again, not having a whole lot of stuff to buy, I only needed, I think, like one bag. I don't think I needed even two bags. So I throw everything in a bag and I'm walking out, and I realize at this point, um, there's probably a lot going through her head. And I've never been in this position before. Um, you know, she pulls up, guy walks in the store behind her, they run into each other a few times in the aisles. He ends up checking out behind her and walking out into a dark, dimly lit, uninhabited parking lot in the middle, you know, of, I mean, not really nowhere, but like, it's not like you're in downtown Green Bay where there are people everywhere. There's just us in the parking lot. And I realized that, fuck, you know, like, I wasn't, it was just such an interesting situation, and like, not interesting, like, I don't know how to phrase it, because I've never been in that situation before, and um it made me sad, just because, like, women have to be on alert at all times, because she doesn't know I'm not gonna abduct and fucking rape her or something. Like, she doesn't know that. I mean, and it sucks because women have to be on that edge at all times. And instead of useful suggestions like men and women too, uh, people, don't rape other people, don't assault other people, don't be shitty to other people. It comes down to, don't wear this, and don't say that, and don't leave your drink unattended. And it really got me thinking a lot about rape culture, and just, I'm really upset with how things happen, how things are taught. Um, I wish that we lived in a world where that kind of thing never happened, but I know that we don't. And I guess it had me, and I asked Sam when I got home, what do you do in that situation? Because all I did when I walked into the parking lot is I just kept my fucking head down and went to my car. Like, I didn't look at her, I didn't look around, I didn't want to, like, make it seem like I was, like, sizing her up or anything, so I just pulled out my phone, kept my fucking head down, and went to my car. And, like, is there anything, you know, could I have done something different? Like, I don't know, like, it sucks, because she obviously felt that way for a reason, either someone she knew, or God forbid something like that, or maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe I don't know, but it sucks, and this world is a shitty dumpster fire, and I don't know. It also got Sam and I talking about, I have an interesting perspective as a man, a cis-passing man, um, um, in terms of the different sides of society, um, the ways that um, women are treated versus the way men are treated, the way women are talked to, the way men are talked to, and having been doing the same job for over 11 years now, and being on both sides of that gender spectrum, it's really interesting to me for people who say that there's no such thing as male privilege. My guys, my dudes, that's bullshit. If you are a white passing, cis passing male, you pretty much got it made. The way that guests come into the store and talk to me is 128% different and more respectful than it was 7 years ago when I had long hair and I had it pulled back because I was in the kitchen all the time, and I looked like a girl because at the time I was identifying as one. And I've had sexist comments made to me, both as a female and about females to me, now that I'm a man, because obviously I'm a man. Like, women are stupid. Ha ha ha. They're just dumb and we just like them for titties or something. Guys, the way some of us talk about women when they're not around is fucking disgusting. And you know if you're guilty of it. You know if you're not guilty of it. But the thing that we have to remember is if someone around you is saying vile shit like you know what it is because you've heard it. It's that locker room talk. You gotta stop it. Like as a man, that's our privilege. That's our privilege to stop it and say something, and most men will stop. But it's also, as a human being, as a decent human being, like that's a thing that you should be doing. Like you can't call yourself a feminist, which is not a dirty word, and I will fist fight anyone who says it is. You can't call yourself a feminist if your bro makes a joke about raping chicks and you're like, ha, that's hilarious, because if there's a woman in the vicinity, how do you think she feels when someone makes a joke about rape and you just laugh? Like, you are no longer a person that she trusts. So somehow this rant got turned into the patriarchy and how men have to do better, but we all know, for the most part, we all know how I feel about that. And I don't like to get super political on my blog here, but it's also my blog, and I don't give a fuck. So, yeah, I guess it's just back to the initial story. It's just been on my mind, and I want to do better as a man, as a human. Ideally, like I said, you know, we would never be in the situation where anyone, anywhere, got raped or assaulted, but unfortunately the world is a giant dumpster fire and there's nothing we can do about it. Don't kid yourselves. There's good people and there's bad people. And there always will be, unfortunately. And all we can do is, you're one of the good people, be the best good people you can be. God, that got depressing. Anything light? I don't really have anything cool to say. Yeah, I don't have anything like nice and upbeat and friendly to say today. I'm upset about gender, and I'm always upset about gender. I'm upset about the patriarchy and male privilege, and men who don't see their male privilege, and white people who don't see their white privilege. And doesn't mean you're bad if you have either of those privileges. Just means you need to recognize you have it. Like, that's mostly what people want. Just admit that you have it and try not to be shitty. Yeah, that's how I'm going to end this week. Check your privilege and don't be shitty.